Okay, good afternoon everybody and welcome to this week's weekly market analysis, the 13th of March, Monday the 13th. Let's have a look at what's happening this week and what will be taking place. Before we do get started, please understand that any advice in today's session is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Okay, so as I said earlier, the trading challenge is starting today. I will cut today's class in half. I will do the market analysis for the first half and I'll have a look at towards the later part. We'll go through the challenge, what the rules are, how it works, and everything that you need to know. So for all of you who have been with me for a while and you're ready to practice your skills and see how we are faring in the market, this is your opportunity to do so. Okay, so it is coming. I will come back to it towards the end of the class. Okay, all right, so let's start off and let's have a look at what the market's done last week, what's happening this week, and everything in between. All right, so we kick off, let me kick off with the US dollar. Of course, last Friday was non-farm payroll. The numbers were good. We increased, I think it was 235,000 new jobs. So why did the US dollar lose strength? Well, the average hourly earnings were down and I think it spooked the market a little bit. So there's a lot of profit taking happening with the US dollar. So basically that's people who were in positions that were healthy into profit. They got spooked, they closed out the positions and basically sent the US dollar in the other direction. So that's basically what happened there. Now, this week is an extremely busy week, as you can see from my screen as I'm showing you here. There's a whole bunch of very important data releases this week. Now these times I will point out, just in case anybody does not know, this is in my local time, which is Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Time, in other words Sydney time or Melbourne. Okay, so please take note of those. Now let me go through and show you the highlights of what it is. Now the biggest one is, of course, the FOMC federal rates decision. Will they increase interest rates? Will they not increase interest rates? Now, based on what Ms. Yellen and the FOMC committee has been saying earlier in the year, up to the last time that they met, and all the data that's available at the moment, it's almost like a 100% chance that they will increase the rates. Now, that doesn't mean that that can be wrong. Of course it can be wrong, but if you look at I think most analysts are in the opinion that they will increase now in March, even though I guess non-farm payroll was the last opportunity really to alter that decision. The numbers were good, the average hourly earnings were a little bit down, but in general it was all good. The data up until this point has been good, in line with everything that they've been expecting. So most analysts believe that there will be an interest rate increase this week. So keep an eye out on that. Now on the US front, there's also a whole bunch of other data. So we have retail sales, oil inventories, we have building permits, unemployment claims. So it's a very busy week for the US dollar. Now one thing that I will say about this interest rate decision, there's basically three options available, all right? One, they don't increase the rates. Two, they do increase it. But the third option is the accompanying statement that goes along with whichever decision that they take. So essentially really there's four decisions. So what we're looking out for, if they do not increase the rates, we're looking specifically to see if they give us any indication that yes, there will be one coming in June, or is it September, and that's really what's going to dictate the market. The investors are taking their cues from what is being said, and so the conference itself becomes very important. Okay, so this is a big week for the US dollar. Look out for lots and lots of volatility leading into it. Of course, the big decision happens at 5 a.m. Thursday morning time. Again, that's my local time, which is Sydney time. The next big thing to happen this week is the sterling. Okay, there's lots and lots of things happening with the sterling. Just one moment. Can I just get quick confirmation that you guys can still hear me? Guys, can you hear me now? I just dropped out for a moment. I'm having issues with this computer. I did pause, so you haven't missed anything. I realized I'm having just issues with this particular computer. My Ethernet adapter just keeps crashing on me. Okay, so as I was saying, GBP has a lot of things happening this week. We have three major things. We have a monetary policy decision, which is down here. Okay, so let me just highlight that for you over here. The monetary policy decision, nobody really expects them to move their interest rates, but nevertheless, it's important to see what they say, how they feel about the economy, and it's an indicator of what may happen next. The other one is we have the unemployment figures that, or the employment numbers that coming out, which is a big one. And the third thing, which is not highlighted in this list, is we are very, very close to possibly in Article 50 situation. Okay, so have I lost you guys again? Can you hear me? Sorry. Okay, so the third major thing is Article 50. So if Article 50 gets triggered during this week, basically the sterling this week is very, very explosive. It's got lots and lots of volatility, so just keep an eye out on that. Closer to home, we have our employment change numbers for the AUD. And that's pretty much it in terms of what's happening. I think the biggest impact in currency due to data this week is going to be, you probably already guessed it, it's going to be the GBP USD. Okay, so please take note of these times. Very, very important. GBP USD is going to be the most volatile. Let me bring my chart. Let's have a look at what we have available and let's kick it off. All right. By the way, guys, if you have any questions at any stage, please type them in. I will address them for you, even if they're off topic. I make myself available during 1 hour a week to make sure that I can possibly assist. All right. Aussie US dollar daily chart. This chart to me has only got one thing that I can think of. Essentially, let me zoom out a little bit more so that I can have a quick look, see if there's anything that I have missed. Okay, all right, this is what I see Aussie dollar. Basically, our moving averages have crossed. It would appear that perhaps we are about to do a little bit of this, especially if we get interest rates going in, the US interest rates increasing. That should give strength to the US dollar. Our Aussie dollar should go down. So this movement is what I can see happening. So what I'm going to look for is I'm going to look for a nice price action candle pattern somewhere in there on the pullback, and then basically look for this trade over here. For those of you who are newer, ideally it would look something like this. I would get a candle, perhaps that looks like that, like a green candle. Then I'll have the fractal on top, and then I'll get another little inside candle on the inside. The third candle, I would trade it down in this direction. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. Question being asked, one moment. Someone's asking, is there any way that we could possibly use this volatility to make trades in this market, or should we simply avoid it? Absolutely, volatility is exactly what we're looking for, okay? So if you, Hubert, I don't recognize your name, I think you must be newer. Basically, my philosophy is once you've picked a strategy that you want to trade, stick with your strategy. The volatility will either help you get to the targets that you're looking for, or it will stop your trade out and then let probability do its course and take its course, and it will even out in the end. Okay, so never be afraid of volatility. If you're a trader, that's exactly what we're looking for. No one cares about a flat market. You can't do nothing. It's like watching grass grow. All right, so volatility should be our friend. We should embrace it. Now, your question, if I was a 5-minute, if I was trading off a 5-minute chart or very, very short term and there's a big announcement to come out, that's a different story. But if I'm trading off a daily chart, it changes again. So depending on the method that you're trading, this is the way that you should approach a major news announcement. Okay, so let me clarify that. So over the course of the program that I do, I expose people to many different trading styles. If I'm doing a short term based scalping method in those programs, I do specify times of major announcements we could just avoid a trade because we could just get whipped in and out of the trade instantly. Okay, hopefully that's answered your question. All right, so on this day, and please note, on my Monday classes, I'm always tend to look at a daily chart. Okay, all right, so on Aussie dollar, there's our plan. We're looking for this nice setup to see if we can shoot it down and continue with the journey. Moving along, EURUSD. Okay, there's two things I can see EURUSD, and I've marked them out on my chart. The first thing is I've drawn in this channel. It's not technically a channel yet. Okay, I've got my first touch, second touch down the bottom, so I'm happy with my bottom line, but on my top line I've only got one. So over here could be the first opportunity to take a trade down, and this would be an aggressive trade because technically when the market gets here, if it doesn't turn around and continues to go, well then the reality was I never had a channel at all. Okay, so this is why I'm saying this is the first opportunity, but it could be an aggressive trade. So if you get a really good candle formation, which is a reversal price action candle formation at this level, you could justify it to yourself, although remember it is an aggressive entry. So the best, or the more certain, I guess the higher probability trade, should I say, would be after the market reaches here, turns around, and then this would be really your first opportunity to trade in this direction should you get your price action trade. So the first thing is I've drawn in the channel because I am going to monitor to see what happens. The second thing that I've done on this particular chart is I've drawn in this baseline. Okay, so if I get rid of this channel so that I don't disturb your eyes for a moment, actually, and I'm going to draw one more line now that I like to. I'm going to draw in another line over here. Okay, so what I can look for now is if the market comes down to this level, I'm going to be looking for this trade, or if it goes to this line, I'm going to be looking for this trade. Now remember, I'm going to rely on price action reversal patterns to signal the possibility, the higher probability of a signal, of a direction change. Okay, so those are the two things that I am looking at. This particular line looks actually better than that channel, but I will leave that channel on there because I'm curious. I like channels better than these lines. So let me just put it back on for one moment and see if it changes my thoughts. Notice that there's a difference between this level here and this level here. So you're going to have to, however, this level is a question mark because it's not a channel yet. But this level has confirmed. See, 1, 2, and 3. So I would be quite happy to trade off that level. All right, does that make sense to everybody? Please let me know if you understand what I'm doing. So perhaps I should just get rid of the channel. It's a little bit not ready yet, but I just like to draw on my chart because it helps me along. All right, so off this one here, I'm definitely able to take that trade. All right, a couple of questions. Just give me one moment. Okay, I think the question that's being asked is, how do we factor in more the fundamentals against the technicals? So is that what you mean? Can you just please confirm if the way that you've worded it, I'm a little bit confused, but when there's fundamentals things occurring in the market against what you technically see on a chart. Okay, essentially the way I'm probably 95% a technical trader and 5% a fundamental trader. Now, I really love it when fundamentally the technicals favor the direction of what I believe is fundamentally correct. It just gives me that warm, fuzzy feeling about the trade, and I really like those particular types of trades. However, I'm a strong believer of I only trade what I see. Sometimes what I see, I don't like it, okay, but I still trade it. I only trade what I see, and I don't try and create trades when there are no trades about it. All right, so that was the Euro USD. Another question, one moment. Okay, question about accumulation and distribution. So that's really just related to like profit taking. Okay, so for example, if the market goes on a big cycle, a really good example, say, is the euro, the US yen. So, okay, so let's have a look at this section here. Let's look at this bit of chart here. Essentially, through this section here, the market's really going in one direction, and then something spooks the market, or the market sentiment changes, and what we get is people start to cash out. Like everybody who bought down here, by the time they get to here, they've got a healthy profit, they want to get out, so they start to cash out, or they start to accumulate, and then the market starts to distribute itself in a different way, and it can cause like these sort of consolidation phases. Okay, it's normal. All right, so I tend not to worry about those things. The most important part that we need to understand as a trader or as a technical trader is the fact that try and understand what other people are thinking. All right, so people bought over here, they're in this direction, something spooks the market a little bit over there. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to sell, so you can get little bits of corrections, and these are the things that we need to take from those situations. Okay, all right, so where was I? GBP USD. Okay, pretty straightforward. We're still, now this one's the one that's the most volatile this week. Let's see if we slip out of this range. The best trade that I can see here, and let me just get rid of the zone. The obvious and most is if we pull back over here and then hit it and then break right through that floor, just continue to break through. That could be a really, really good setup. So let's see if we get it. Otherwise, probably this one, because there's nothing really, really pretty in this trade, maybe just sit this one out. If you're not experienced enough, say I like to take a trade if I can feel that it's got good momentum in here, trade it into this direction and it breaks this floor. It usually breaks it quite hard and you can get a really, really nice trade out of it. Okay. Alternatively, you may want to exit around about here just in case it bounces back into this direction. So GBP USD a little bit tricky this week. The opportunities, if it pulls back into here and then that way, otherwise just sit it out and all range trade them. But I don't think this level's going to hold. If it comes hard with all the stuff that's happening this week, it may not hold. Okay, so look out for that one. GBP USD. Gold. What happened to my gold chart? Give me one moment, let me change accounts. Okay, gold. We're in no man's land on gold. Tricky chart, this one. Okay, let's leave gold alone. My natural instinct is to see if I can trade it this way, but we've only just crossed. I get the feeling we could go back up. It's just intuition. So I can't see anything here. So gold, let's leave it alone. This week, gold, nothing. US yen. Geez, these charts aren't very pretty. Okay, I'm only going to be interested in the US yen when I come out of this region. Let's see, in a 4-hour chart, you might get a cheeky down trade. Give me 1 second. Ah, we've missed it. Engulfing candle right here. It's already happened, and it's already shot down, and it's already, yeah, so we've missed it. This has already got this distance compared to the stop. This is a 1.5 time trade already, so we've missed that one. That's on a 4-hour chart. Daily. With the US yen, I would prefer to leave these areas before I'm interested in this trade. It's just not a really nice setup. Okay, there's probably something nicer along. Let's have a look at the euro yen. Okay, this is looking nicer. Clearly you can see what I'm trying to do here. We have this resistance level up top. It's gone 1, 2, 3, 4. It's coming up again. Let's see if we can get the setup that we're looking for. What I would want is this candle, little thick, little inside candle, and then try and take it into this direction. Okay, so this one's looking good. I would like to see this candle push up today. Tomorrow's candle as an inside one, Wednesday's candle, the trigger candle. Okay, so add this one to your hot list. This is the euro yen on a daily chart. This one is looking like it could set up for us. Kiwi dollar. Sorry, yeah, Kiwi dollar. Oh, this one was very, very close. Have a look at this. Not quite a double bottom. It's close-ish. Not close enough for my liking, but it's close-ish. This is an engulfing candle, body engulfing. So if there's anybody who's a little bit more aggressive, there could be a justification for this trade. It's already left on us, so it's too late for us to do anything about it. But let's keep the bottom line. Let's see if it comes back and tests it again. We might be able to get a sneaky second bounce off this particular chart. Okay, so let's just wait and see. Other than that, Kiwi dollar, let me just zoom out a bit, see if I can see anything else. No, nothing else. Question, what are my moving averages on my chart? I've got a 24 exponential and I think it's a 12 and a 12. A 24 and 12 exponential moving averages. It's all I have on my charts. I've always got those up there. Okay, all right, US CAD. Come on, I need a trade here. Okay, another good level. We're not there yet. Market's gone, it's pulled back. Let's see if it can make another rush at it, and then let's see if we can get the price action entry to shoot it back down. Other than that, we're nowhere near a trade. We are quite far from our moving averages. Okay, so this distance is quite far, so we're not really interested in anything. What I want is I would like for it to push up, give me what I want up there, and then attempt to trade in the in the downward position. Okay, and that's a US CAD. All right, last one, oil. Okay, this is a nice one. Very, very clean line. You can see here on my chart. We've got 1, 2, and now we're coming up to this hot spot right here. So let's see if we can get a price action reversal pattern, candle pattern right here, which will give us the opportunity to try and trade it a small bounce. Okay, so that's WTI. Oil. All right, I've covered everything. Does anybody want me to have a look at something? I will show you one other one, a trade that triggered this morning. For those, you guys watch the daily call every day. Today I started it again. Of course I've been away, but let me show you the trade that I found. That my purpose and my aim of the daily call is to give you the hottest news, a summary of the session that just finished, the hottest events that are happening in the session that is about to unfold, and to try and find the trade for you every single day. Okay, today's one was this one here, Euro New Zealand. Reason for this trade is we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 consecutive days in one direction. So this is a statistical trade. Statistically, this is an extreme rare occurrence. It happens like 1 in, I can't even quote it right now. Actually, I do know the statistics, but the actual statistics that I'm about to give you is for the Euro USD. I don't know what it is for the Euro New Zealand. For the Euro USD, it's like 1 in 10,000 that you get 8 consecutive days like this. Okay, so it's a very, very rare occurrence. So the way that you trade it is we're just looking for a red candle. So at the open, you take a short, you have a shallow stop, maybe anywhere between 30 to say 50 pips. It's up to yourself as a personal taste, and you're targeting about two times that. So if you've got a 30, you might be targeting say 60-ish, or anywhere between 30 and 60. Okay, so the idea is that we don't think it's going to come back all the way down to this level, so we're not trying to trade it all the way back down to the floor. All we're trying to do is we're thinking, okay, surely that statistically we could have a red candle now, and that red candle could look like that, and that's enough. That's your target, because it's a little target and it's a little stop. Okay, so this was the trade of the day, or the chart of the day, in today's daily call. Okay, before I get started on the trading challenge, any questions? Does anybody want me to have a look at anything, any particular chart? You've got me here right now. I'm more than happy to do so. Please let me know. Okay, I'll take silence as everybody's fine. So let me get started. All right. The trading challenge rules. Okay. So what's the trading challenge about? Essentially, just let me tell you what it is. It's an opportunity for you to trade your live account alongside myself while I trade my live account in a, I guess, let's try and call it as much of a controlled environment as we can possibly create for you, with assistance, questions, explanations. Basically, you can find your own trades. I'll be every time I see a trade, I will call the trade out. I'll call it out as it happens, so I don't call it out after it's occurred, so don't worry. It is genuine, and to be honest, the reality and the purpose of this exercise, it's not even about to see how much we can profit or not profit. It's to test our psychological strength, to see how much we have progressed as a trader, how strong we are at complying with our rules and sustaining to our method. Now, I will say that every single time that I've done this I've been doing this probably the trading challenge, I think probably about 3 to 4 years now that I've been running it. Every time that I do it, I have yet to post a negative result. Okay, so even if we did post a negative result, it's not about the result. Okay, I always say this, the purpose of the challenge is for you to go out and practice with the correct methodology and state of mind, trading as it's supposed to be, to give you the highest probability of success and self-sufficiency so that you can continue to do this on your own without the assistance of anybody else. Okay, now I do it together with you to help you spot the trades, to help clarify trades that no, it's not quite correct, or yes, it is quite correct, or sometimes we're in a trade and a market event happens and I'll talk you through it, the reasons why I'm closing out some of the trade, or I'm not closing out the trades, or I'm hanging on, and basically try to give you the experience of basically being at, spending time with me and watching me do it live. That's what I'm trying to give you. I'm trying to give you as close as a honest experience that you can gain to being with someone that's actually trading it live. Okay, is that clear for everybody? Because I get a lot of questions about the trading challenge, and people get excited, some people don't get excited. It's really not about how much profit we make or not. If you can apply the principles correctly and you can sustain and do it and complete it correctly, okay, we can concentrate about profits and things like that further down the track. All right, does that make sense to everybody? Can I just call confirmation? Everyone's gone quiet for quite a long time. Am I speaking to myself? Are you still out there? Yes? Great. Okay, so we understand where it's all coming from. All right, now there's going to be people who are new, people that are old, people that have done the challenge before. Now I'll tell you right now, I'm going to get a whole bunch of excuses of people that say I'll do it next time, or yes, I started but then I had to take my dog to the vet, or my auntie from London came and she's staying over. We're going to get a whole bunch of excuses. Guess what, guys? That's life. All right, everyday living, we get things that come at us, and when we're trading, we're trading. If you do it, you do it. If you don't, you don't. All I'm trying to do is, this is the best. Let me try and paint a picture for you, and this is in my head. This is what I'm trying to do for you guys. Okay, everybody familiar with Sydney Harbour? Can I just get a show of hands now, because I don't really want to talk to myself. Talk to me. Are we all familiar with Sydney Harbour? All right. How far do you think it would be from, say, the Opera House side to Luna Park side in meters? Have a guess. Don't Google it, just have a guess. What do we think it is? Type in the number. How many meters do you think it is? Okay, someone's saying 1,000 meters, another person 1,900. Okay, so let's call it 1,000 meters. Okay, so that's a kilometer. All right, now if I went down to the local swimming pool, okay, and someone said, can you swim 1,000 meters? And you can do any way you like, doggy paddle, a little bit on your back, relax, take your time, but you're doing it inside a swimming pool. So 1,000 meters divided by 50, we're talking about 20 laps. It's a lot, okay, but most people, well, the ones, we may have the courage to say, yeah, I'll try that. I think I can do it. I'll try. What's the worst that can happen? I'm in a swimming pool, you know, I go to the side and I get out of the pool, right? Now, the same people that would be willing to attempt it, if we said, would you be willing to swim across the harbour? Probably most people would say no. Okay, why? Well, you know, there's fairies, there's sharks, there's, you know, there's waves, whatever. Okay, now what if I said to you, all right, well, let's do this. We'll have a big boat right next to you. We'll put you in a shark cage and the boat will be right next to you. We're like going to be like 2-3 meters away from you. You're going to swim in the cage. At any point you get tired, we'll stop, we'll get you out of the cage, put you on the boat, and there you go. So now I believe that many, many more people would have the courage to attempt the swim, okay? Because the fear of the shark and all drowning and all those other things have been removed. So what I'm trying to do is I want to be the boat. I want to be sitting on the boat. You're swimming in the water, okay? So if at any time it feels uncomfortable, we can bail out, all right? That is in my head the image that I have with the trading challenge. That's what I'm trying to give you. All right. So does it have to be a live account? You can trade however you like, but you're not going to get the feeling if it's not a live account. All right. So you have to be ready. I'll tell you one thing, right? If you are brand new and you just started, if you do the challenge, after the challenge, you will know if you want to persevere and continue with trading, if it's going to be for you, or you move on and find something else that interests you. Okay, so that's one great thing about it. All right, so what are the rules? Here we go. Number 1, you must complete the pre-challenge course. Now, that sounds like, oh my God, what do I have to do? It's not that bad, okay, guys. It's pretty quick. It won't take much of your time, but it will prepare you for everything that you will come across. Now, I've actually gone out of my way and I've created the course. It's not quite complete. I got 2 modules to finish. I should finish it tonight, and I will send a link to the course. I will send it via Twitter. Okay, so follow me at ChatFX and you will get a tweet message that will say something like, the challenge has started. Here is the link. Please click on the link, register and complete the course. It doesn't cost anything, okay? And when you go in there, what I've actually done is I've taken you step by step with everything that you should consider in the step. I've put in videos, I've put in study materials, trading templates, everything that you need, indicators, everything to give you the best chance to complete the challenge. Everybody understands what I'm saying? So if you're not a Twitter user, send us an email and I will send you the link. Okay, so don't worry, you're not going to miss out. If you cannot, I will make it publicly known, but if for whatever reason, if you don't get it and you want it, email us. The email that you received today for the invitation to this class, just hit reply and say, can I have the link? I should have the link tomorrow morning. Okay, so but through Twitter, I might be able to send it out tonight. All right, so that's the first thing. Now, part of the course will help you write your own personal trading plan. So you will have to do that. You will have to specify your risk parameters. I go into a lot of depth explaining exactly what that means with examples. So it's all part of the program. You're going to have to consider things like how many open trades can you have at the same time, because sometimes you get more than one signal. You know, so if you've already got an open trade and you get another signal, do you take the trade? So these are things that you have to, and there is no correct or incorrect answer, but you must specify it for yourself, because what we don't want is we don't want confusion. When something occurs in the market, you want to just say, okay, that's nice. My trading plan says I must do this. You just do it, end of story, no more confusion. Okay, so you've got to specify that. You're going to also have to have a look at what trading method are you going to be using. Now, I'll tell you up front, I will be doing price action trading, all right? In the course, I will include links to the complete videos on price action, all right? So that if you want to copy, or I shouldn't say copy, if you want to do the same trades and look for the same trades as myself, so I'll tell you what others have done in the past. Okay, others have done in the past, have traded the same method as myself, and what they do is they're trying to find the trades themselves, and then if all of a sudden I send out a tweet message, here's the first trade, and they had spotted the same trade at the same time, it gives you a feel-good factor that, okay, you're on the right track, you're seeing the same things that I'm seeing. Okay, and that's ultimately what you want to do, because you don't want to rely on anybody else, and you want to develop yourself as a trader. All right, so you need to specify what trading method you're going to be using. You can use price action if you want. You can use any of the other methods that I've shown in the past as well, but you must make a decision and specify. Okay, what currency pairs are you going to be trading? Are you going to be trading commodities as well? Are you going to be trading gold, indexes, all those types of things? Okay, so you need to consider that. And that's pretty much it. Oh, no. And you also need to specify what your exit methodology is going to be. So what I mean by that is, are you going to do partial exits? What are you going to do when you reach your one-to-one point? Are you going to move your stop? Are you going to take partial profits? Are you going to just continue with the trade, etc., etc.? Okay, so all these things that are specified, they are all these things are contained inside the pre-challenge course. So, okay, so what I'll be sending out a link. When you click on the link, it'll take you to a site where you just register. It doesn't cost anything, but the reason, if you register, then I know that, okay, this, I'll say this, my time is pretty, look, I don't want to sound this in a, I don't want this to sound the wrong way, but my time's pretty valuable. I'm pretty busy running a company. I still love trading. You know, I don't know any other CEO or Forex brokering companies that actually do what I personally do with you guys in terms of trading. And I do this because I'm in love with trading. I absolutely love it, and I will continue to trade whether I'm here or not, okay? So, but my time is limited, so my commitment to you is everybody that registers, okay, if you ask me a question, I will go out of my way to help you. But if you're not registered and you're asking me the questions, I can't guarantee that I will respond, because literally I get so many emails, and I have to look after the people that are trying to help themselves. Okay, is that fair? Does that sound fair to you guys? Yes? No? Great. So there's quite a lot of people in the class right now, and I'm sure that, you know, at least the same amount of people will watch this class, so that couldn't make it live, and that's my commitment to you. You register and you say that you're going to go into the program, I will assist you with anything that you want. I'll go out of my way to make time for you. Okay, so but you registering tells me that you're trying to help yourself, and that's all I want, really. I just want you guys to do better. All right, so you'll get a link, click register for it, and then just do the little program. It won't take too long. There's a lot of useful information that will help you answer all of these things, which are an absolute necessity, so that what I want to happen is when a trade triggers, I don't want you to be confused. Do you take the trade or not take the trade? I just want you to see the trigger and say, no, that does not fit the criteria, so no trade, or yes, it fits the criteria, here we go, and you take the trade. That's what I want. I want your trading to be emotionless, so as little emotion as possible. Okay? All right, so what I'll also do during the program is I will tweet every trade as I see it. I will tweet them live. Okay, if depending on when they trigger, they may also be part of the daily call. But remember, the daily call is not the trading challenge, because with the daily call I'm trying to find the highest probability that I can find for the day. But it may be a currency pair that is not one that I've specified over here, so therefore it won't be for my trading challenge. I will make it distinct. Okay, does everybody understand? The trading challenge and the daily call are two separate things. Okay, the daily call is for people that, you know, it's a service that I'm providing. The trading challenge I will tweet separately. Okay, so make sure that you follow if you want to receive them live as they occur. All right, so I will try my best to make it known to everybody, but this is the easiest channel that I have to make sure that I get it to you rapidly and quickly. Okay, give me 1 second, got a couple of questions. What currency pairs will I be trading? Good question. I usually trade 9. Okay, so what I'll do is on the last, in this course, on the last module, I will put in my parameters. How's that? Do you guys like that? So when you get to the last module, you will see all my currency pairs and my rules. But guys, I'm reluctant to do that because I'm at a different emotional level to you, and what works for me may not work for you. Okay, so just use it as a guide. We clear? All right, so use it as a guide. All right, but I'll put it in there so that you know what I'm looking for, and I'm only going to call out trades that are based on whatever my parameters were. All right, okay, another question, give me 1 second. Questions are always welcomed, so I'm always happy to answer questions, guys, so don't feel free, whether you're new, old, or been listening to my voice for quite some time. There's no dramas. Okay, so when does it start? Okay, great. As far as I'm concerned, if I see a trade tomorrow, that's it, it's on. As soon as I see a trade from this point onwards, it's my first trade in the challenge. Okay, so if there is a trade tomorrow, you could very well get the notification. The only part that I have not specified is that this challenge is a 20 trade challenge. Okay, so that means that I will take 20 consecutive entry signals that I get. Okay, now if I get a signal and I go, oh, I don't like that one, and I skip it, am I breaking some rules there? Yes or no? Yes, I'm breaking rules. So the aim is to take 20 consecutive signals that I get, and the signals are based on everything that you answered over here. Okay, so at the end of the challenge, if you want me to assess how you did, I'm not going to assess you based on your bank balance. I will assess you based on what rules you wrote, and then I will look at the trades and say, yes, that trade is correct, no, that trade is not correct, etc., and that's how it's going to work. Okay? All right, any questions? I've pretty much completed everything that I need. I will send out the link, and look, some of you might, take the rest of the week to complete the program, because it's going to ask you questions that you haven't thought about ever, or it's going to maybe take you a bit longer. Some of you will be ready straight away, but I can tell you that for myself, if there's a trade tomorrow, That's it. I'm on the trade and I will broadcast it as I take it. The link will come out. I'll try and make it come out tonight. It's nearly complete. I just got to add the final modules. I'm trying to make it as comprehensive as I can to give you as much feedback and information that I possibly can as well. Okay. Any questions about it before we wrap up for today? I'm more than happy to answer them. Okay, question's been asked, will I explain why I've taken the trade or just broadcast what it is? Okay, this is Hubert, you're newer to the classes, so I can tell you the reason that I'm taking the trade right now. The reason that I'm taking the trade right now is because it fits the way that I trade price action. Now, I will include in the program the 3 videos that teaches you how to trade price action. So because you're newer, if you watch those videos, you will also understand price action trading. So then when I say I've taken this price action trading, what I might say, my tweet might be something like inside candle on support, triggered trade number 1. Now, if you understand the way price action works, you will understand what I've actually just explained. So I'm going to give you all the material so that you do understand it. Okay, but if you're still uncertain, if anybody's uncertain, as you might see my setup and you go, oh, I didn't think that that fit the criteria, and you question it, please question it. Email me and I will respond to you. Okay, I will draw the picture on the chart and I'll send it back to you just to make sure that you understand why I've taken it. Okay, and I'm more than happy to do that. So just to give you an example, let me see if I can, give me 1 second. Let's see. 1 moment. I'll give you an example of how I did it last time. Okay, if you, in the link, you'll get access to what I'm showing you right now, but basically what I'm showing you is this was the last trading challenge that we did. It started in July and finished in November. Here's the result of every trade, okay, and I tweeted the message out and I also posted the information so that people can go back and look at it. All right, and for example, I'll just pick on something random, like let's say this particular one here. So on the 8th of September, we took a GBP USD. It was a sell support inside candle. So this is the reason, okay? And then the target, and this was the result of the trade. Okay, so you will get access to this, and if you want inside the program, I'm actually providing a link so that you can come and have a look at the full results of the last one that we did. Okay. All right. Any other questions? All right. Well, I wish everybody the best of luck. The ones that are going to participate, I will do now. We've been getting emails since January. People saying, "When's the challenge going to start? When's the challenge going to start?" So it's starting. All right. So what I can suggest to you is one thing. Try not to offer resistance, okay? Just give in and just go through the process, okay? Answer the questions, complete it, and then if at some point you feel uncomfortable, well then it's going to tell you a lot about yourself and how you feel about trading. All right, and if that's all it does, well then that's a great lesson in itself. And you know, we move on and we look at other things that make us feel a little bit better. Okay. All right. Any final questions before I wrap up for today? No. Okay. So before I do wrap up, so I've explained that enough. One last thing. Let me go back. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for here. Okay, so remember these are the hot events for the week. GBP USD is the one under the spotlight with the highest volatility probability due to announcements. let's call it a day. Let's wrap up. This class is posted usually by in about an hour's time. It should be available if you want to watch it again. The link to the course should be out later tonight. If you don't get it, if you can't get access to it, whatever reason, email us and we will make sure that we send it to you. Okay? Other than that, hope you have a fantastic evening. Best of luck. Have a think about it. For those of you who participate, really look forward to seeing your trades and seeing your discipline, and I hope we all get fantastic results. And I'll speak to you soon. All right? Bye for now.